I actually did like the beginning part because it really got straight to the point. They started drafting people. We had Sam Richardson, cracking jokes. He was clearly there just for the comedic relief, but I enjoyed his time on screen.
Yeah,
I think they had just enough of him. He wasn't too much.
he's getting close, but he wasn't.
What? Well, I mean, they took him out of the movie for like 30, 45 minutes in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. He wasn't there for a good bit. Apparently, he improvised some of his lines, so obviously did a pretty good job. But yeah, they used just enough of him as a comedic relief. And really, in this one, Chris Pratt wasn't any of the comedic relief. He was more of the serious person in this, the scientist with the military background who's going to lead the team through this. And the link is connected with these bracelets that they like sink into their bones. Terrifying. Terrifying process. And one thing that I kind of gathered was they're taking people whose death certificates are before this point in the war. So they are in time. So they will never see themselves. I can't remember if someone questioned that when they see themselves at one point, but whenever Chris Pratt's character was going through the drafting process, they somehow linked up his DNA and found his records, which doesn't make any sense. Unless the government has just from birth took a sample and put it on a social security card or something. I don't know. But they were able to find his death certificate in the future with their high-tech computer system. And for a second, think about the radios because they were communicating with the future and the past in real time.
I forgot about that.
Using the computer to look up death certificates in the past from the future. So they got one link. Okay, I get that. They say that time is always flowing forward. So when they go back and forth through time, they can't go back sooner and they can't go forward anymore. It's like they described it, I guess, two boats in a pond or two boats on a river. They're both moving forward together at an equal distance of 30 years, which is great, but it doesn't make sense how well they're able to do it with that explanation. Using the radios and all this stuff doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, I guess I don't mind the whole, flowing in one direction, but there comes a point where they stop communicating with so the people from the future that's in the past stop communicating with the people from the past that they send to the future. Because when they first get there, they're in communication with them, and then they just lose communication somehow, just are never able to speak to them again until they're jumped back into the past. So I'm not sure what happened there, but pretty much they kind of just time jumped them into the sky. I'm pretty sure that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, that one was, they didn't mean to do that. They messed up the coordinates. And of course, it was after they pushed the button. So whenever they sent them to the future, they were in midair. Many of them died. They were very graphic in this. What was this rated? I don't know. Was it rated
PG-13? No, I mean, there's no language or nothing.
No, there's no language issue. PG-13, yeah. But they drop them off in the skies. People are just poofed and screaming. Some of them die on antennas and hit sides of buildings and fall over. It's pretty rough. I have just passed out from seeing that. But the main characters make it down.
By falling into a pool that was probably like 6 feet deep.
Very convenient. I don't know if the science checks out on that, but
oh no, you're dead. You're falling like 1,000 feet in the air, and then you land into a 6-foot pool.
They got no diving sounds at public pools that go 6 and 8 feet, but fall for thousands, fine.
Oh yeah, they're dead. There's no way they should have survived that.
No, they didn't win their casualty, but they made it, and their mission is to evacuate a science lab that's being attacked by the aliens. And these aliens, what are they attracted by? Is it smell? I forget. My alien movies confused.
I mean,
or just any
pretty much anything. I mean, sight, smell. I mean, they're very agile creatures. They have some kind of substance that they shoot that's almost like bullets from their tentacles.
Right.
They move very fast whenever they want to, whenever the movie allows. But I mean, they just rip people to shreds, and not even just people. There's some animals that they rip up. I mean, just from afar, we don't see it close up, but yeah, they pretty much just go after anything.
Right. And so they're, on their way to stay to this lab. They find out the lab's compromised. They need to go and just retrieve some vials that are important, the keys to getting rid of these things. And they fail the mission terribly. But we have the first plot twist. The commander of these troops in the future is actually Chris Pratt's character's daughter. And she's like a super brilliant scientist, military squadron leader. And she, obviously she brought him back, or brought him to the future. And it's an interesting reunion. He wants to know all about her. He's happy. He's proud of her that she became a scientist. And she is not happy to see him. Not at all. Hates him, actually. Because she lived a life where he goes back and he has PTSD, he disconnects from his wife, he ends up leaving the family, and she resents him for this, and then he dies. What I thought was interesting was obviously they weren't going to let that happen, and he's going to have a change of heart or whatever, and that future is not going to exist because it's a movie. But I felt like this is where they broke one of the earliest rules in time traveling in movies, where once he has a change of heart or knows this is an issue and won't do it, shouldn't she start fading away like in Back to the Future? Because the choices, her hand. That's how it works.
Well, in theory, yes. That time traveling has not been invented in real life.
No. But we have previous documentation of how this should work. And they're breaking the rules.
I mean, you would think it would work that way. I mean, because that would definitely affect the future.
Right. Immediately. As soon as she knew what was going to happen, she should have just vanished. Entire thing should have shifted.
Then the whole world ends there.
It would have, I don't know. Maybe it would not have ended. Maybe it would have ended the war sooner. I don't know. Everything changes. Butterfly effect. But nope, doesn't matter in this one. We can do it.
Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.